across Africa carried his image through the streets. Before powerful governments feared his voice, Thomas Sankara was just a poor boy born in a forgotten African nation that the world barely cared about. But in only 4 years, he would become one of the most dangerous men in Africa. This is not just the story of a president. This is the story of a revolution. A story of courage, betrayal, power, sacrifice, and an impossible dream that terrified the powerful. In this video, you will discover how Thomas Sankara rose from a quiet child in colonial Africa to become the youngest president of Burkina Faso, and why his ideas shook an entire continent. You will witness how he rejected luxury while other leaders lived like kings. How he slashed corruption fearlessly. How he vaccinated millions of children, empowered women, transformed agriculture, planted millions of trees, and challenged foreign powers directly to their faces. You will see why many Africans called him the people's president, and why others wanted him silenced forever. But this story goes even deeper. Because behind the speeches and revolutionary ideas was a growing storm of betrayal. Friends became enemies, allies turned against him, and hidden forces began moving in the shadows. Who really ordered the assassination of Thomas Sankara? Was it political betrayal from within? Foreign powers protecting their interests? Or was Sankara simply too honest to survive in a corrupt system? This video uncovers the rise, achievements, enemies, assassination theories, and immortal legacy of the man many still call Africa's greatest revolutionary leader. And by the end of this story, you will understand why, decades after his death, Thomas Sankara is still inspiring millions around the world. This is the revolution they killed, the untold story behind Thomas Sankara's assassination. In the heart of West Africa, in a land scorched by the sun and hardened by poverty, a boy was born who would one day shake the conscience of an entire continent. That boy was Thomas Sankara. Long before the world called him Africa's Che Guevara, before crowds chanted his name in the streets, and before powerful enemies feared his voice, Thomas Sankara was simply a quiet child growing up in the dusty town of Yako, in what was then known as Upper Volta. The year was 1949. Africa was still chained under colonial rule. European powers controlled the wealth, the land, and even the future of millions of Africans. In Upper Volta, French influence dominated everyday life. The poor struggled to survive while foreign powers benefited from the country's resources. Most people accepted suffering as normal. Many believed